I could see today Anand. Huh? I can see today Anand. Yeah, okay. Bah. So we are on now. So Nak, we are all ready now.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, probably whenever you want, we can start. So if you want, I can start the recording. I mean, if you want now, or anytime you want, I can start the recording.
Recording is not important. Important is, are you there? So we are all we are expecting.
Yeah, we are here, but sometimes they want to see you after the program also. So.
You can keep always ready with some questions, no? Whenever. That will be good. This Isha Upanishad, every Upanishad has a Shanti mantra, peace chant. So this Isha Upanishad has one peace chant. You mostly know that chant, probably heard it again and again. So, but you can join me and memorize it. It is only very simple, very highly philosophical, meaningful verse is that. Most of you know that. So that is Purnamada, Purnamidam, like that. That means that Brahman, which we are talking about, that is this earth, whatever is visible universe, Ada, means what is below, that is full. And that is Purnam Idam, that I see for me, that itself with the visible eye, whatever you can see, that is also full of that fullness. And then Purnat, Purnamidam, and Purnat, if from the infinite, Purna, you can take away the Purna, the infinity. Because the whole universe has come from that infinite reality which is Brahman. Okay, we have started. Let us start with the chant and then I go on explaining. Otherwise, we have started randomly. Thank you for joining. So please, first I will read one part and you also chant, but keep yourself mute, excepting when you need to ask any question. And I will chant a part and then you will chant second time. That is the way we will go. Om. Om. Purnamada. Purnamidam. Purnamidam Ada. Purnamidam. Purnat. Purnamudachyate. Purnat. Purnamudachyate. Purnasya. Purnamadaya. Purnasya. You are not saying anybody. Your lips should chant. Follow me. Again I am starting. Please all, when I say first time you listen. But second time when I say, all join together. Okay?
Keep it mute.
Okay. But keeping yourself mute so that we can all, sound does not make mixed up. Om. Purnamada. Purnamidam. Again. Purnam Ada Purnamidam Purnat. You join. Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamadaya Purnameva Purnameva Avashishyate Avashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, now we can do little together. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Anyhow, now we have, of course, we have explained this one time, but main idea is that Brahman is infinite. And out of that infinite, this whole universe has come. Now, normally, if you say we have one $10,000, out of which this product has come, which cost, say, 3,000. So what will remain then? 10 minus 3 will 7,000 will remain. But it is Brahman is not like that. Brahman is infinite. And if you look at the whole world, how big is it? You look at astronomically. Look at the galaxies and stars and infinite number of this material which is just roaming into the space. What is that? It's infinite. So where did it come from? Oh, this universe has come from Brahman. Then naturally, if Brahman is infinite and this much chunk has come out, so naturally what will remain? Infinite minus this world infinity. So naturally, as I given our normal concept, the Brahman will be less than. Brahman was little more. You have taken a chunk out of it. So it is not like that. It remains the same. If you take out this whole universe, but Brahman remains the same. Meaning, nothing has happened. You cannot take away. You are misinterpreting that Brahman in the name of the world. You are misinterpreting that this world is separate from Brahman. You are separating the infinite ocean with the ripples. Ripples, how big is the ripple? How many ripples? How many waves in the Pacific Ocean? Just go and think about, or Atlantic Ocean. How big is that? So if someone says these waves and ripples have come out of infinite ocean, then ocean has been little less than what it was because of the so much ripples and waves. No, ripples and waves are nothing but ocean itself. Only water. You name it ripple, you name it wave. So similarly, this world is nothing but name and form. But whose name and form? Same Brahman, in name and form, we call this world. So nothing has gone from Brahman. Nothing can be added to Brahman. So Brahman is infinite. That is the idea given. So when one chants this, can just meditate. It's a good meditation. Om is the infinite. And that infinite, Purna, that is the fullness. Everywhere there is little lacking something else. But in Brahman, there is the fullness. So Brahman is that absolute and full and infinite. And other, what you see below, and what you see this with your visible eyes, name and form, Purnamada, Purnamidam, this is Purna, what I'm seeing. And Purna, what is below, that's also beyond our perception or little in the unconscious level to this conscious level. This is all you take from that infinite, but it remains the infinite. That means Brahman is absolute, unchanging. It is. It cannot be made a part of it. You cannot make it a part, and you cannot make it something which is added. You cannot add anything to it. You cannot subtract anything. Brahman remains the Brahman. Whether you see it in the world form, whether you see in the form of sky, space, stars, galaxies, or you don't see the name and form, and in your dream or deep sleep, then also it is Brahman. Brahman remains Brahman all the time. And that's why our human goal of human life is to reach this infinity, which is our very nature. And it resonates with the mathematical propositions. Brahman, infinite, you add with infinity, infinite plus infinite is equal to infinite. Infinite minus infinite is also remains the same infinite. So it is the infinite is such a thing you cannot say plus minus it makes any difference. No. So this concept to imprint in before studying this book, it is giving the idea of what is the theme of this book. What is what we are going to study, what we are going to understand, what we want to realize, that it is that one infinite is the reality with name and form, or when name and form is not there, it does not change. Change happens in limit. This is a philosophy. All the changes, wherever you can make a change, you know that it is a finite thing, you can change it. In the infinite, you cannot change anything. So this Brahman, I see in modern science is taken that you cannot destroy anything, you cannot add anything. All total energy in the whole cosmos is the same. It may be manifested in different forms, in magnetic energy, electrical energy, or electromagnetic energy, whatever energy need, but the total energy is the same. Only you can transform it from one to the other. And infinity cannot be added. It will be too infinite. If 1 plus 2, 1 plus 1 equal 2. So if you say one infinite plus another infinite, then becomes 2 infinite. Then you are logically irrational talk you are talking. Infinite means that is beyond all finite thought. That is only one. How can you say infinite plus infinite? This language is a foolish statement. That cannot be so. So here is the idea that our Atman, our real self, is that infinite, which is Brahman. And out of that whole cosmos, universe, our concept of the universe has come out. And this concept of the universe, whether it is with you or not, that infinite remains the same. I am that infinite. You think that you are a human personality? You think that you are suffering, you are so much bothered by the circumstances, bound by your COVID and all these things? It is your body. But you are not. You are infinite. Nothing can be changed, nothing can be added, nothing can be subtracted. That is the glory of human personality. Real, genuine self, what we are. So Isha Upanishad, before that the chanting, we chant to remind ourselves the theme, what we are going to study every day. Whenever you chant, you think that he's talking of my real self. And that self, out of which the whole universe has come. It's called the Brahman. Out of Brahman, everything has come out. And the Brahman consciousness and the consciousness in me is not to separate. One drop of water and the infinite ocean is different when you consider the bubble or the drop and the ocean. But when you look at the H2O content, in one drop is H2O, and the infinite ocean, that's also H2O. So we are H2O, Satchidananda. H2 two molecules of hydrogen and one of oxygen. So three. So three is Sat, existence, Chit, consciousness, Ananda, bliss. Satchida Ananda, that is our very, very real nature. Huh? Only when you add your name form and add you don't you add your name and form. It does not change anything. Whether you say it is a bubble or a ripple or a wave or it is ocean, matters little, it's H2O and H2O. And you cannot change that characteristic anyway. Yeah, materially we can do, but in spiritual level, you cannot change anything. That unchanged. That's why we talk about unchanging reality. Anyhow, and we have read it, the Isha Upanishad, one of the grandest and oldest spiritual text of the world, and it has influenced the lives of many great souls. Very small in volume, 18 verses, but profound in its content. And what it talks about, that you have to cover the whole universe with this cosmic vision, with this spiritual outlook. Isha, first verse we read. Isha Vashyam. You have to cover the whole universe with this concept of that Paramatman, the supreme self, supreme consciousness. That's the Brahman consciousness. That which is your Atman, that consciousness. We are always covering ourselves with this idea. What idea? I am a human personality. This is my weakness. This is my gain. This is my bio. Whenever you say, who are you? We think of our bio. I am such and such my name. I was born in such and such places. And my father is like this. My mother is like that. And I am IT professional, but I doctor. I am an engineer. I am a retired person. This is not you. We are not talking about you. You have to cover your whole identity in the cosmic consciousness, Isha, that supreme consciousness, which is that. And what you have to change, Jagatyam Jagat, in this world of manifold universe, whatever is changing. Everything is changing. So try to think what the change you are seeing, that is only in the apparent change. Bubble becoming ripple, becoming wave, becoming billow, it becoming tsunami. But it is H2O, H2O, H2O. So you put the idea on H2O. Don't put your attention to the changes. So whatever changeful in the universe, Jagatyam Jagat, you give up, renounce that changeful aspect of it and take that unchanging reality, which is you are. Tena taktena bhunjita. Therefore, if you keep that type of feeling with you, no gridha kasya siddhanam, then you have no greed for anyone's property because everything is yours. You are that divine, you are that infinite, like that. And then he said, comes down, first talking about the high philosophy. We have read this second, taught us how to live in the life. Talking big philosophy, I am talking this, but it all goes over the head. We may talk whole day, no? I am Atman, I am Brahman. But what happens? Oh, I have my headache. Oh, he looked at me and scornfully said this way. How can he do that? How can she do that? Huh? This is our life. We are talking Atman Brahman, but it is good to hear. It is a big, high, resonating, high-sounding words. But in reality, you cannot have it. Hello. Yes. Who is speaking? Acha, please. Acha. Okay. Acha, I'm everything good. I'm in the middle of the meeting or a class, please. I'll talk to you later on. Please call me after an hour. After 1 hour. After 1 hour. So that's why talking big things does not make any change in our life. But you have to build up your spiritual muscle. How to do that? Don't be idle. Don't sit in one corner and take I am Brahman, bas, go and sleep. But be active in your life. So the second verse gives Kurvanne veha karmani jijivishet satagyum shama evam tainanna thetosti na karmalipyate nare. We have read that verse. So, this whatever you live, suppose we are now living, everyone is living almost 100 years. No, 100 years is common. 80 years, just youth. No, 90-year people is becoming, we could not believe 40, 50 years was the end. And Ramakrishna passed away in the mid 50s, now it's 51. So, but now 51, you're a young man. So you have to live 100 years. So how do you live 100 years? Kurban you do live doing good work, noble work, which will expand your heart, which will give clarity to your understanding, selfless work, no? And you continue. Don't be lazy. Be engaged in action. When your mind will be absorbed in God, then action will be internal action. Ramakrishna said to Holy Mother, no? He taught us, oh Ma, let my outer activity be lesson. My inner activity goes on. No? Outer activity, going to office, talking to your business or your study or your what profession, that is your external activity. What is the internal activity? Your meditation, your prayer, your study, your contemplation, your sravana, your manana, your nididhasana. These are internal work. So shift your attention from this side to this side. But don't sit idle. So kurvan neveha karmani, karma, do continue to do like that. Jiji bishet, if you suppose you live Shatagam Sama, 100 years. Even if you live for 100 years, continue to do work. And if you continue to do good work or your ordained duty fully, Vedanta does not make anyone lazy. Vedanta does not make anyone dull. But Vedanta makes everyone active, powerful, good, fruitful in the society, in personal life, and in the society. So it is no annathasti. There is no other way. Of course, that time this karma was something different. If you want to understand, that's called the jagna. They used to do offer the sacrificial fire. And every householder, till you become a monk, you have duty to perform every day some offering of oblation into the fire. But now society has changed. We have our obligation to our family. You have obligation to your office. You have obligation to your friends and relations and other things in the society. So do such karma which opens your heart, makes yourself bigger, and make your heart turn towards the divine. So that type of karma, and it will not bind you in world and worldliness. Now, and if you don't do for your arrogance or your own understanding, and you go, then you will reach asurya namote loka. You will reach in a loka, in a plane, which is full of asurja. Surja means sun. So when there is sun, there is light. No? When there is no sun, it is darkness. So if you don't do your kartabya or duty perfectly and maintain yourself, then you will enter into the realm, a plane after death. You will go. Where do you go? Where there is no sun. That means deep darkness, in the ignorance. Like anyone living in deep darkness and someone living in bright light. What is the distinction? Upanishad is giving us some concept about that. You live in brightness, in consciousness, in awareness, in fullness of your joy. Or you go into deep darkness and live there forever or long, no? Then you will be all the time suffering and fearful, frightened. So that will be asurja namote loka. And that on that loka, that plane, andhena tamasabrita. It will be it will be dark, it will be darkened. it will be dark. It is the dark night. It will be there on the tamashabrita, tamas, the world of darkness and ignorance, tamashabrita. Tagum stepetyo vigachanti. There you go. Obhigachanti. You go there. Pretyo, giving up this world. When you die, give up this world. Your journey will be into the path of light and reaching that light, or it will be a journey into the path of darkness and ignorance. Obhigachanti. And these people who go like that, they are called cha atmahano janaha. These people are people who are committing suicide, suicidal people. Why? Life has a value if one does not know and commit suicide. So what a loss. Similarly, it is a loss in lost opportunity in spiritual life. Getting this life, utilizing it fully, doing selfless work, expanding your heart, and thinking of the divine, whatever this with sat good karma, or whatever ordained duty in the proper spirit, niskama karma. If you don't do, then you enter into that after death. Shankaracharya says that those people who will be bereft of knowledge of the self, asurja, paramatma bhavam admayam apeksha. In comparison to the paramatma bhav, we have a human bhav, human as a person, and we have a divine personality. We have a human personality, we have divine personality. So those are bereft of the knowledge of the self, is saying that life is not honorable, that we should not crave for. God has given us this beautiful opportunity. Utilize this opportunity and you can go into the path of realm of the joy and blessings. So it is to just to create an impression in our mind that this is not good, which we accept. And Sankara says, those people who are suicidal or they kill their divine self, that means bereft of the knowledge of the Atman or the self or consciousness, that means ignorant people, they, after death, it is Sankara says, after death, here they suffer, those who day and night, Ramakrishna said, Kama Kanchana, live in money and wealth and only world and worldliness. Where is the happiness in worldliness? How many people are trying to get that? Earning money, stealing money, cheating people. How many ways people are struggling, getting name and fame and power and position. But everything is changing. When one dies, gone. So he says, after death, Shankara says, they go into the deepest darkness in the plane, which is called Asurja. That means, what does it mean? Who are Asurja Loka? A Loka where there is no light. What is that? Those who are Asura. Asura means what? Gods and demons. No? Asura means demon. Do you know or not? The demon is not. So demons are who? Who are demons? According to scripture, demons are those who only think, me, I will eat, I will sleep, I will make money, I will enjoy, I will do, I, me, and I. This is called the Asura. Body-bound people. Those entire life centers around his own senses and sensitive universe. How many people tried that way, failed? Even the kings and all the notorious people or even good people trying to enjoy their life in this sensitive world. Since the world has its limit, it will not live long. So they are called Asura, according to the Shankara's view. Shankaracharya says, they are called Asura who are body, whose mind and soul is centered around in the body. That this body, see, every day it is changing. And how do you want to get joy, eternal joy, through this frail body, which every moment is transforming into another? So these are the Asuras. That's the demonic. Who are demonic? We always think that demons are virulent looking, tremendously frightful person. But no, he may be sweet person, sweet face, but who don't think of God. They don't think of divine. They don't think of afterlife. They don't think of anything higher, spiritual and higher, uplifting. They are asuras. So it is the mindset. So Shankara says they enter into the deepest darkness and it enters there. That is the idea. That means Shankara continues, those who turn their face from the concept of Advaita Vedanta or lives only drinking, eating, sleeping, and dying, they are called asura. Huh? Loka, what does it mean, loka? Loka means it can be viewed, it can be seen. That means as I am seeing this earth, it is a plane. Bhuloka. Another plane, Bhuvaloka, Shwaloka. It's said there's a seven planes down, seven planes up is in the Hindu concept. So it can be viewed. That means it can be experienced. And experience of the karma. What we do here, we experience that after the death when this body goes. In a subtle body we go and enjoy. That's why it is so much concept. After death to heaven. Heaven is a concept of peace. But Vedanta does not want to go to heaven. Neither go to heaven, neither to hell. He wants to see the divine here and now and tune himself into the infinity. Purnamada, Purnamidam. He wants to experience here and now. That's Vedantic students have a very, very high, lofty goal. So they cannot stick to the body concept and only in the limited perspective of this worldview. That's why they are Atmahanam. Now we go. So they are called those people who are Asurja Ramute Loka. They means this type of people. They enter into the Asurja Nama Loka, a plane where there is no sun, there is no consciousness, there is no brightness, there is no light, there is no blissful state. No, that type of state they enter. Andhena Tamasabrita, covered by Andha. Andha means blinding darkness. Andhena Tamasabrita. Tamasa is the darkness. But what type of darkness? Blinding darkness. Mane is a very severe ignorance. Totally oblivious of the divine. So that's why their cry and weep and their pain and suffering is tremendous. No? So this Tagam stay pretyabhigachanti. When they leave this physical frame, body, after death, they enter. That's why in even Christianity and other religion, they go to hell or they go to heaven. But Vedanta has much more inner division among heaven and hell. Even hell is bad, heaven is also bad for the Vedanta. And heaven is what? Heaven is a relative thing. Much more fun, much more joy. No paying taxes. They're all prepaid. So you go and fun and enjoy. So, but that is a limitation. That's why Vedanta does not like heaven also. And heaven also, you get every day good food, then good food is a monotony. Then you want to take puchka or some food which will be touching, very joyful to the tongue. No, very delicious food you get every day, best food. But in the heaven, you will be bored after some time. You may go for one party, 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights, 5 nights. Every day free party. And every day free meal. Every day everything highest quality, top star, 4-star hotel, 5-star hotel. And all amenities free. Good. But you will be bored there. That's why Vedanta says we don't crave for that. That's good. If one has not experienced, let them experience that first. But that should not be the goal of human life, but to know that Purnam, that reality which is full everywhere, will be saturated with that joy. Wherever you look, you will see the Brahman everywhere. So that is the goal of it. Now today's reading, I have preambled it for how many, half an hour. Now, our reading today is this: you have to meditate. The Isha Upanishad is a good book where you can meditate. Few of the verses are very powerful verses. First verse you can meditate. You have a book probably, or you can go online and you can find book on Isha Upanishad, and word by word meaning you can find it, and then you can just go through the word by word meaning and just close your eyes and try to think of the deeper meaning. That is the Vedanta study. Vedanta meditation is Shravana, read the book, listen about it, Manana, deeply contemplate. Does it really make reasonable senses? Or it is irrational talk? I'm talking about irrational thing. So convince yourself with that type of repeated thinking and then deep contemplation. And then one day the light will shine forth in its own glory. Now, this is also another verse. Then where is this Atman? Where shall I find him? We see the world all the time. We see the good people, bad people, mostly bad people. Good fortune to have good spiritual friends. Otherwise, it is bad people. No? And bitter experience. Every day we are fearful. Oh, COVID, 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 COVID. We live in Los Angeles, you know. We are in the highest number of people are confronting this death and other things. So what will happen? What will happen? Where is God here? We are talking of all these things, but this is the reality. Many people say Vedanta does not talk about reality. It is talking something hyperbole. We are now facing the challenges of COVID. Yes, Vedanta can help us to see COVID in another way. But many people will not agree with it because they are not in the same level of thought. We have to tune ourselves in the level of the thought of the rishis. Because I cannot don't think the rishis are wrong. Because I don't see that today, what is that? Saturn and Jupiter, they're coming so close. So, because I don't see, I see, yes, but it is millions of miles or more distance between them. But I'm seeing that they are juxtaposing, almost coming on the top of one. So, I see this. I see the reality of life, so horrible, COVID, death, dying, and where shall I see God? Here comes the first verse again, Purnamada Purnamidam. What you are seeing, it is also the water particle. It is also the particle of drop of water, what you see. That water is the same ocean, same H2O, and that is infinite. So now it is said, Anijadikam. You can chant with me. Anijad ekam. Say, Anijad ekam. Manasho jabiyo. Manasha jabiyo. Again, Anijad ekam. Anijad ekam. Manasho jabiyo. Manasho jabiyo. Nainat Deva, Nainat Deva, Aapnuvan, Aapnuvan, Purvam Arshat, Purvam Arshat, Tadhavato, Tadhavato, Anyan, Anyan, Atteti Tishtat, Anyan Atyeti Tishtat Tasmin Napo Tasmin Apo Matarishva Dadhati Matarishva Dadhati. Beautiful verse. Anejat ekam manasho jabiyo nainat deva aapnuvan purvamarshat tadhavato anyan atteti tishtan tasmin apu matarishva dadhati. I'm making you read this Sanskrit because it has its own charm. We may not be able to pronounced perfectly, but it has its own glory, which is such an ancient spiritual text. But it is only to give the inner spirit of it. But we have to go to the translation now. As I said, where shall I find it? Now it says, Anijat. See, look at this word. When you see something which is not, Ejat means which quivers, which moves. Do you see which are not moving in the world? The mountain, you find the mountain, rocks and mountains and trees. They don't move. Look at them. This is Anijat, that which does not move. Anijat, Ekam, one. Brahman is like Ekam. It does not move. So you can just connect yourself. Whatever you see non-moving, you can identify yourself. That is Brahman. And that is Ekam. That is only one. And Ekam means, how it is Ekam? We are all diverse. The whole creation with diverse names and forms. But there is one consciousness behind you, behind me. Behind all of us, there is one consciousness, Ekam. We are tuned in that. We are on the substratum. Look at that. All the waves and ripples are dancing. Where? On the ground of what? Ground of the ocean. Ground of the surface of the ocean. So Brahman is our substratum. And everything is what is moving. This coming out of that. Everything generated from that. So Ekam, we are one, not physically. Physically I look different, you look different. Man, woman, old, young. But we are all as consciousness. As the very foundation of our awareness. I also know this is daytime, you also know daytime. I also go to sleep in the dreams, and we dream, there is our somebody, I dreamt, there is I behind you, you also say I dreamt. I slept, you also say I slept. That I part behind is common, and that is the Brahman part, unchanging. So, Anijat, which is unchanging, which is all the time of the form of oneness. There is no variety there. And Ekam, it is only one in all names and forms, all created beings. Behind the sun, behind the moon, behind the giant stars and galaxies, to the animals and plants, behind everywhere there is some consciousness. Some are manifested more, some are less, but it is one consciousness. Meditate this. Ramakrishna said, don't go to the mango orchard and just only talk about mango. Pluck one and start bite and enjoy the mango. Just look at the world. Think for a few minutes. What am I seeing? I am seeing the name and form only. But what is the power behind everyone? What is the substratum of everyone? That is that one, unchanging, that reality. Ananda Sarup, Sat Sarup, Chit Sarup, Ananda Sarup. It is of the nature of existence, it is of the nature of consciousness, it is of the nature of blissfulness. That is the ground of our being. And we are one in that perspective, not in the physical level, not in the mental level. Your mental achievement may be higher than me. Your intellectual achievement, accomplishment may be higher than me. In mental level, we are different. In intellectual level, we are different. In emotional, someone may be more emotional, someone may be less. That is the distinction. But in the consciousness which allows all these emotions to function, that is not two, that is only one. They come. Manasha Jabiyo. And this Atman is giving an analogy. Atman moves faster than the mind even. This is, don't take it, the Atman is moving. Atman has any competition with anyone. No, that is not the point. Point is that Atman is because we always live in the body or in the mind. So tell me, anyone here, which is the fastest thing in the world? Sputnik, rocket, the speed of light, speed of sound, Which is sound, light? What is, tell me, what is the fastest thing in the world which moves per split second, the highest? Can you find out any other item? What is that?
It's the mind.
Come to the point. That is the mind. You can sit here, just go back to India and come back. Maybe in 1 second you can go 10 times, you can go back. 100 times you can come and go back. You can go to the sun and moon, just split second. Even a light takes so much. How much time it takes light to reach the earth?
8 minutes from sun to earth.
So 8 minutes. So that you don't need 8 minutes. In 8 minutes you can make 100,000 times going back and forth with the sun. No. So the fastest thing in the world is the movement of the mind. Huh? Now you think, mind makes a competition with the Atman. Okay, I'll beat Atman. Huh? And mind runs. And Atman also running, as it were. Don't think Atman is running, but mind runs, that much we know. Mind runs here, as every day, meditation time. You are sitting in your Austin, then you go to England, you go to Boston, you go to London, you can go back to India, you go back to South India, to North India, no plane charge, nothing. You go back and forth to every country, Australia, you can go to Fiji, you can come back. How many times in a split second you can go? So, but suppose the Atman is also making a competition, mind is trying to make a competition with Atman, then what will happen? It will naina deva apnuvan purvamarsat. Deva means the senses. Manasha jabyo. This manasha jabyo, Atman moves faster than the mind. And purvamarsat, if mind starts now, before the Atman starts, but enat devaha, this Atman, enat means this Atma Sarupa, our real self. Deva means the senses. Deva means that which illumines the objects. Object may be there, sunlight may be there. If your eyes are not there, you don't. So the senses, and who guides the senses? You all know. Who guides the eyes? Eyes don't go by its own. It has to get a direction from mind. Things will be here. Your eyes will be open, but you will not see anything. Your mind is disconnected in another, no? Mind, that's why Ekadasa Indriyo. It is called the 11 senses. Why? And our Upanishads have given the idea that 10 horses and the rein is called the mind. And 10 horses are what? What are the 10 horses? 5. What?
5 organs.
5 organs of the senses means knowledge, eyes, ear, through which we accumulate knowledge. And 5 organs like hand, feet, karma indriya. 5 karma indriya, 5 jnana indriya. Who is the boss of that? Mind. So the senses which reveals things, manasha, devaha, not nupan. Mind runs with the senses. Senses cannot run that much. Mind can run faster. But even if you take the help of the mind and the senses and they start competing with the Atman, what they will find? Tasma tadhavata unyan atteti tishtat. Mind goes speedily to compete with the Atman, but before he reaches there, he finds the Atman is already there. He fails. It's competition. Every time he tries to measure, that means we want to measure Atman by your mind. Do you want to think that Atman is this big? Mentally think, oh, mind is this. That's why our scriptures always warn. Abang manasago charam. It is beyond mind. Your mind cannot reach there. Abang manasago charam. The bak, mana, the senses, as the Upanishad says here. Bak means the speech. one of the indriyas, senses, and mana is behind, both trying to go faster than the Atman. But when they reach there, they fail to reach it. So, tasma tadhavatonnyan atteti tishtat. Therefore, tasmin tishtat. That means being staying there, Atman is already there, unchanging Atman is already standing there. That means you mind with your mind, the fastest moving instrument in the whole universe, you run and try to fathom the Atman, but your mind fails because wherever he goes, he finds Atman there before, already. If Atman is not there, your mind cannot go anywhere. Mind cannot move because mind is a product which has come out of ignorance from the infinite ocean of consciousness. That dhavata, his dhavata means running, running, running. Anyan, that means mind, etc. Otieti, otteti, otteti means overcomes, runs over, transcends that. Tasmin, therefore, because the Atman, Tasmin means, Tasmin, because of that, because this Atma Tattva, this Atman is there, Maturisha means this wind god, which gives us the sustenance of life. Apa, Dadhati, it divides all the division of action is given in the cosmic level by this one God, that is the Atman. So this verse says that this Atman is unmoving and it is runs much faster than that, even the speediest measuring instrument, mind, and the senses even want to fathom, or the mind even to fathom, they fail because they find Atman is already there. So what is Atman then? Not moving, being steady, he moves faster. Beautiful. He does not move, but it seems that he, as if he's a competition with the mind. Suppose you are here, you enter into the plane and you get into, say, Frankfurt. So you find Frankfurt. Frankfurt is already there. You are not to go and create or see or anything. It is already there. So your effort of fast moving, then the earth is useless because Brahman is everywhere, already there. Your mind senses, don't try to grab it through your mind and senses. Mind and senses are too insignificant to catch that reality which is beyond. Therefore, he is there. That is why this air, God of air, does his own karma, or God bestows all the results of our karma because of the presence of the Atman. That means what is talking about? Atman is the foundation of everything, and mind and everything which you see outside, these are only an expression of relative existence, but it is not, it cannot compete with the Atman. Atman is all pervaded, unmoving and all pervading. That is the person. So though Shankaracharya says that ignorant people, due to they hate the Atman. Ignorant people love everything of the world, but not the what is inside. All ignorant people look at that. We are also ignorant. Do we love our Atman? No. We love ice cream more than Atman. We like something beautiful outside than that of what is inside. Really look at that. All the whole world is only looking outside to find joy and pleasure and bliss. But here is the mind of that. We don't turn this way. That's why Sankara says, ignorant people, because they hate their Atman, they naturally, we run for getting this and that and that and that. So I succeed in getting one. Almost got, but it's still not. But the time life is gone. So I'll have to born to finish that desire to fulfill. I go this way, this life. And then so many desires. Again, I am born, I have to go there. You see, in our mind, when everything was very open and you have a vacation, and how many ideas come? Where shall I go? This place, I will visit that place, I will go to that restaurant in Paris, and I will eat there. In the so those who are good in relishing food from different restaurants, they plan whole year's planning. When I get a vacation, I will go to that restaurant, which is looking at the ocean and beach view, wonderful view. You will not eat beach view, but you will pay more money to get there and pay higher bill, hard-earned money. So anyhow, so if, because these desires are not fulfilled in one life, so we go into the cycle of birth and death and death and birth and death. That's why Holy Mother said, Vasana. If one can conquer the desire, then that person is free now. But unless you have experienced, how will you give up? That's why it is not, God has arranged all these things also. That's called God's toy, God's Maya. God has created this just to play a trick with us. And okay, go. And as the children, no, mom and dad, they give some nowadays, not toys like our days when we are born. Nowadays they give one iPad or give something, some phone, and you take away the phone, my God, this child will cry and make a mess of it, everything. So here the ignorant people goes into the cycle of birth and death. But this knowledge, person of wisdom, they spend their time in exploring the reality of the Swarupa, which is my nature, which is my inherent nature, which is allowing me to see the world, which is creating the desire that I'll have to go for experiencing this experience. What dead body does not desire anything, but we desire. But how? Whose power? That's the energy. It's the Isha, that Paramatma, that Brahman, which we are talking about, that support. But we turn this way, not this way. Upanishad, Paranchi, Khani, Bhatrinat, Sayambhu. God has created this universe. How? By focusing our eyes and all the senses outside. No? That's why we see the outside charm. And we get attracted to this X, Y, Z, endless objects like toys. You finish with one toy, mom gives another toy, and the baby forgets and plays further. But one time will come, as Ramakrishna said, when the baby will be tired of the toys. He said, throw away all the toys, and baby will cry, Ma, 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 I want you. No? When that baby will cry, we will cry for the Atman here, which is already here. Mom is standing just behind the door. But she does not come. She wants that we should play. But when the play will be over, grab. So our spiritual awakening. That's why I say that then for the truth, ultimately they get liberation. And that's why they don't actually are jealous about the Atman. And ej dhatu, ejri company, that means that which is does not move. Ejati, tat ejati. Tat means that. That is what? That is Brahman, which not ejati, does not change. Unchanging reality. Brahman's definition. Brahman is what? Unchanging, absolute. Unchanging. Because it does not fall down from its state of equanimity, anejat. And that anejat is unchanging, and also at the same time, it moves faster than that of the mind even. So you may say that why the Upanishad is giving two conflicting ideas. One is Brahman is unchanging, again he is giving a competition with the mind. This question may come. Shankaracharya does not allow any point to left not to be discussed. He said, because we live in duality, therefore we move, we look at things, we want to grab, we want to get. That's why it is sopadhik. with upadhi. Brahman with upadhi, with name and form. These are the things. When you consider, then we are bringing the concept of mind. But when it is not moving, not changing, it is the state of equanimity. That is Brahman state. So that's why two conditions have been mentioned here. In reference to that, here God has been mentioned. It moves. And what are the gods? Deva. These gods are called that which manifests. As the eyes manifest the objects. So all the gods are also, they're always, see, all the gods, concept of the gods are luminous body, no? In Hinduism, it's Christianity. In Buddhism, you find when one have a vision of God or goddess, they say, describe, it is hello, it is light, it is luminous. That means it is going towards the Brahman idea. Brahman is self-luminous. So it is that type of light. So these gods are also, they transcend. Brahman transcends. The Atman is all pervaded, is bereft of all types of the qualities of the world and worldliness. It is beyond all happiness and misery. It is unchanging. Shankara says, I am reading Shankara's commentary. But these people who are lacking any discrimination, discernment, they think that there is a relationship with the mind. That's why he himself remains in this body, that body, and enjoying the world. But he does not enjoy. He is the source of all enjoyment. It is the ignorance that we see that we are different in the bodies and mind. Therefore, we feel the enjoyment or not suffering, this duality we experience. So therefore, this is the idea that meditate on the Atman in this way, that it is anijat, it does not move, it is ekam, only one. Meditate that it is an unmoving reality everywhere, and ekam, only that is the reality, nothing. And if you consider one step down, my mind moves into this material world. Tell your mind, hey, what is the material world? It is only name and form of the same Satchidananda. It is the same water with different foam, bubble, these names you are giving. Close your eyes, so many ideas will come, so many people will come in your mind. You are thinking, it is created by your mind, but there is only one reality, and that is Brahman. So, ekam na enat deva apnavan purvamasat, and competing with it, the deva senses cannot conquer that. Tad dhavata anyanateti. Yes, if they want to run and make a competition with the senses, with the objects, yotteti, this mind, the Atman transcends everything. And he also gives the results of our karma, good karma, bad karma. That is the Matarisha, the Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma, so long you are in the mind, so mind feels that, and mind is controlled by the cosmic Saguna Brahma, which is Ishvara, we call Ishvara. And Nirguna Brahma is the absolute truth which we meditate. So think of this verse and meditate on that. Okay? I think this is enough, no? My time is up. So if you have any question, then we can.
Yeah, Maharaji, I think we have one question from Anand Uncle. And maybe one more pastor has raised their hand, and I would request both of you to keep your questions short, please. Anand Uncle, please.
Yes. I have a very general question. I make it very short, very, very short, really short. I have been hearing several lectures by Mons Maharaj on Vedanta, and everyone, the basic thing is do not wrongly identify yourself as the body. You've got the ultimate, everlasting divine nature within you. Try to realize that. And so they propose Atma Vichara as one of the paths for realization of the self. But my question is, Maharaj, this individual sadhana to realization, is it limited by individual prarabdha?
What is prarabdha? And what is prarabdha? Prarabdha is that which is goading me. My life is predestined, sometimes people say. It is like a trajectory of my life. But that trajectory has been created by whom? I. You throw a stone and with a speed and in a direction, you decide which direction you are going to hit your stone will hit. So we have decided this life, what direction, what I want. I want this joy. One desire is enough for one life. Even 10 lives are needed for one desire to fulfill. I want some to be in such a place where I will enjoy this type of thing. And that is the only desire. And the whole activity of life is directed to that. This is our, sometimes say, prarabdha. You have no way out to get out of prarabdha. Because already the stone is thrown out of your hand. It is just going in a direction and it will stop at certain point when its span mv, mass into velocity. What is that? mv square or something, I forgot.
MC square.
So when you throw, it will just zero, velocity will be zero, mass will drop it there. So velocity is the inspiration. I want this. I want to get it. I underlying desire. And that for that reason this birth, this body is being created. Every body of us, we have created our body. We do not know that, but that is the reason. And whether you know or not, unconsciously you are moving in that direction. That's called the prarabdha. So prarabdha karma has deep impact in our life. You cannot change the trajectory. As I give the common example, suppose you want to kill something, you take a gun and trigger. And as the bullet goes out, so long you have not triggered, you can change the direction. I want this, I want that, I want that. But when you decide one way and triggered, now the bullet is on the way. Hey, why the bullet is going there? I don't want it. It should go on to the left side. No, it should hit the... No, nothing can be done there. That is the result of prarabdha. Do you understand this? This is the prarabdha by which our life is now going on. But prarabdha came because I desired. I desired to go to New York, if I desire. All the paraphernalia that will come, I will go to purchase a ticket. I will now, even in this condition, I will go for COVID test, this, that, whatever, protocols and this, mask and this and that, and then enter into it and then come back and again your COVID test and this and that. And then if you go there, you see that that person is sick again. You cannot go and talk to him. All these complications will come. But what is the reason? Desire. So we desire, this life is being created by that desire. So if that is the formula, then here is the very powerful point in our hand. I have desired. I will now desire something else. I will back into myself. Whatever trajectory goes, but I am changing my mind. Then my thought will be, I will realize what is my real nature. I will not add my desires with this thing to entangle more, to again come trajectory after trajectory after trajectory. But I will make such plan now. Okay, that's last part I said, that it is focusing this side, turn focus this side. This desire we can create. We can do japa. We can do meditation. We can listen. We can charge ourselves with beautiful music, spiritual music. These are the new thing what I can do, though my prarabdha is forcing me to go that direction. There is a struggle, that's why. That's why it is struggle. Though I may try, but people say, oh, I'm trying so much, but I fail. Why do you fail? Because your momentum is forcing you to go this direction. But you cannot change the life's trajectory, but you can change your mind, your emotions, and everything can be changed internal. You become a transformed personality. And you can keep your mind in perfect communion with the divine. That power we have. If we do that, let the trajectory go. Let someone is going and they in trajectory there is written that he will have a car accident. Okay, car accident will happen. He will be hit. Okay, he will be hit. He will go to the hospital. He will go to the hospital. But internally, he will live in consciousness with God. And if not, they will live in the world. That's all. So yes, prarabdha has an impact in our life. Change that. But this is the potential thing there. It has given this wonderful ability in us to think new thoughts. Think like this Upanishad is teaching us. Suppose you do, next month we see, 1 month you think only this verse, 2-3 verses I have read. See what a transformation comes. It will not stop that I will not be sick. That's why people make a mistake. I am a spiritual person. Why so much suffering comes to me? I am a person. I am an honest person. Oh, why people criticize me? That is your trajectory. Go through that. That was your past. But being in that situation, you can turn back to your own home, which is here all the time. So our sadhana may be difficult, but our effort, when God comes in to help, as we have heard all these things, kripa, all these things will come. So we can do that. So it may be obstacle. Anything we do is an obstacle. But you cannot change the trajectory. Don't think that because I am a spiritual person, I will have no sickness. I will have no cancer. Cancer has nothing to do with spirituality. It is your prarabdha karma taking through this body. This body is undergoing sometimes happy. It gives you happiness. It gives you sometimes trouble. It's a robot. The robot gets disconnected somewhere or screw is loosened and that. So it will behave differently. That robot will not be a good robot. Healthy robot because you are thinking japa. But japa will transform your mind, which will lead you to God consciousness. So, okay, that idea. Unmute.
Yes, Maharaj, perfectly okay.
Okay, thank you. Then anyone, any
Here,
question?
Partula, please ask the question.
Yes, Maharaj, Pranam.
Namaskar.
See, there are
Sound is not coming. Mute.
so Maharaj, there are a couple of words which are contradicting and confusing. One is Gadava.
And don't bring it today. That's a big topic.
Okay.
Achha.
Then one is Nirakar and one is Shakar. That is, everybody, you said that each one of us has got consciousness.
That is the Nirakara aspect. That is the Nirakara aspect. Sakara aspect, when you forget that and you are thinking you are the body, your consciousness is, I am conscious of my body, but not I am conscious of my real self. When you go to the real self, that is the Nirakara. When you come to the name and form, this name and form structure, I am conscious of my ear, of the nose, my heat and my cold, my disease, my hunger, my thirst, they're all connected with this machine. That is the Sakara. For God, Sakara is something like Ramakrishna said, Nirakara is the infinite ocean. Sakara means in certain places, the water freezes into cold. Or ice, it becomes ice. When it becomes ice, it is tangible. That's why our Krishna is tangible, our Radha is tangible, that they are as if they are all reality like us. Ma Kali, Ma Durga, all the Hindu ideas of different gods and goddesses, no? Even in Christianity and others will be angels and dove and all this idea. No, they are something belonging to another sakaro, and they are considered as holy, holy, holy. So nirakaro and shakaro, these are the two aspects. And hiranyagarbha is that point where the absolute becomes the relative. Absolute Brahman. Suppose you think of the ocean perfectly calm. Hiranyagarbha is that cool bridge which runs over the ocean, create the ripple and wave and all these things. That Hiranyagarbha is that you do not see that, but you can see its effect. What you call to match it with other philosophy is different, but we can say in the Christianity what you call God in the heaven. That aspect where the infinite nameless becomes finite, or is a source of energy to make it finite. Huh? Anything, Daniel? No? What about Gita? Any question? No?
No questions. Thank
you. No question? Okay, good then.
Many questions, but none that I can easily put into words. I just have to learn more, and then I'll know what my questions are.
Yeah, we are straight into the Upanishad, no? Yes. Before you reading the Upanishad, there are some basic books which we should read to get a clarity of these technical terms and things which are coming now and then. Like the Partha asked that question, Hiranyagarbha. Is a technical, we'll get it, will come soon in this book. Then I'll be in trouble. But anyhow, we'll have to make it understandable. How is that? What is Hiranyagarbha? It is very subtle concepts. The concepts of God in different levels: gross level, subtle level, causal level. So, as we are in embodied being, so when you are not, say we are embodied now. When you are in dream, there is also body of yours. So there will be somebody who will be ruling that zone. When you are in deep sleep, so there will be somebody who controls all the sleep of the whole universe. Like that. These are the territories of different departments of power. No. So physical, subtle, and causal. We'll have to talk about that. And with that background, if we read this, but it is not necessary, no? If you don't go to the technicalities, then you understand thing is very simple. We are thinking I am the body, I am the mind, and we are getting attached to it. We are getting reactionary for it. But if we think this is a moving, changing thing, but Atman is the only unchanging reality, and that is my real nature. I forgot that. In devotional language, you say God is always seated in your heart. Why not pray to Him? Why not look at Him? Why not go back? Whenever you get a blow from the world, go back to your own home. And just go back, go back, go back, go back. That is called spirituality. But to do that, we'll have to create some, Upanishad gives some idea. Looking at the world, you can think, I'm seeing Brahman. I am seeing my real self manifested in the form of, you are one wave and looking at the another wave. You can look at the wave, but you can think, oh, that wave is nothing but me. Because the same water, same H2O, same H2O. See? That's called spirituality. There's a vision will change. Our outlook have to be changed. As we look the world in a material way, you will have a new vision to see it in the spiritual way. So that can be very easy. Even you need not have to go for these technical terminologies, no? Because it's an ancient text. Ancient language is different from today's language. So Amit, you have any question? No? Okay. So then we can end here today. So, acha, what will be the next time? Let me finalize. Give me that diary.
I will stop recording, Maharajji.
No, the date.
Okay.
Date will be now, this is December. So, we can do then 18th of January, Martin Luther King birthday. Nothing to do with us because all they are the same now. Is it not? It will be okay.
So 18th will be Monday.
Monday.
Then that so you don't want to do it on what it is Fridays anymore? Or should we?
5 days you can do if you want.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Whatever you people want. Vote for which day. Monday is okay or Monday is okay.
Monday, I'm fine.
Monday? Okay.
Fridays are better for me.
Huh? Okay. So if anything we can change next month, but in January let us be on 18th. Huh? Okay.
So let's.
Okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Okay, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Jai Ma. Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj.
Thank you.